Many businesses believe that branding is only for the big players with deep pockets. But the fact is, anyone can build a memorable, impactful brand on a budget. It is not about how much you spend, but it is how you spend it. Welcome to this week's episode of Understanding Branding. This week, we are talking about branding on a budget. This is Understanding Branding, and my name is Ziba. Building a brand is a very essential strategy for startups, small businesses, and companies that are looking to build brand awareness without a heavy investment. Now, effective branding does not necessarily require massive spending, but rather a smart allocation of resources and a creative approach. So, how can we do that? These are practical steps that we can do to create a strong brand without breaking the bank. And that's what we are going to look at. And the first one that we want to talk about is start with a clear brand strategy. What do I mean by that? Now, define your brand purpose. How do we define it? What problems does your brand solve? What value do they stand for? Now, having this will often be articulated without a large budget and forms the backbone of your brand. So if you're able to get this, that will be the backbone that will hold you to have a solid brand. Know the problems that you are solving, what you stand for, and this will help. And again, know your target audience. Focus on understanding your audience. So understand them. What do they want? What is their pain point? Now, this can help you to communicate effectively without overspending on branding to be able to reach them. So have a clear brand strategy. Now, what's the second one? Create a simple yet strong visual identity. Yes. Now, what are those? As usual, the first point of call after know your target, like having a strategy, you need to have a logo as a company that will represent you. And probably you may not have the funds to be able to get a professional in creating those visual identity for you. There are apps online that you can get that can help you to create those logos and a visual identity that can help. Even though your logo may not look as good as a professional, but make sure certain things are kept consistently. So your colors should be good, even though it may not be perfect as being worked on by an expert. But then this will also help. And then consistency in design. Choose a pattern, your typography, your color should be consistent on the design and the other things. Well, there are other free design apps online that you can also use to create those designs. So make sure you have all those fonts, your colors. Even though you may not have the money to hire a professional, you can get apps online that are for free that can even help you to design. But whilst doing that, make sure your colors, your font are consistent across all those designs so as to help you create the recognition that you want. So the next one that we want to talk about on how we can build a brand on a budget is to leverage on social media. So choose your platforms wisely. Don't try to be everywhere at once. Focus on the platforms where your target audience spends most of their time. So which platforms do your audience spend much of their time? Is it TikTok? Is it Instagram? Is it Facebook, etc.? Now get to know all this and be there at a time. Don't just create all at once. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and the rest. No, that will be very difficult for you. So one at a time. Choose wisely. You don't need to be everywhere at the same time. So look at your target audience. Where do they spend most of their time? On which platforms? And then create use or make good use of that platform. And that will help you to create the recognition that you want. Next point that we want to talk about is focus on storytelling. Now, build a compelling brand story. You do not need a big budget to create a narrative that resonates with your audience. Focus on why your brand exists, the problems you solve, and the people behind it. Create that compelling stories. It could be behind the scenes, so you could show behind the scenes of problems that challenges that you've solved. how you went around it. You can share all those stories and use it as content. So creating those challenges, how you'll be able to overcome those challenges or solve challenges will even help. And this will resonate with your audience, and that will create the recognition that you want. So the last point that we want to talk about is network and build relationship. Attend free or low cost events. So participate in local events and meetups. So the local events that are there, partner them. If attend those events, attending events will eventually allows you to meet different people from different backgrounds. Probably, yes, you might meet your audience there or your target audience there, and this will help build the relationship. So attending those, it doesn't have to be expensive one. There are some that are free. There are some that are moderate. You could attend those ones so that you build your network, build those relationships. It will help you to get to know more and expand your territories or expand your services to others. And this will help you because you are meeting different people from different backgrounds. Probably they might even need your services. So attend those meetings, not just any meetings, but that are likely to be in your industry or likely to fetch you customers. Attend those ones, and then you create that network and relationship with them, and that will give you the recognition, and people will begin to patronize you. You don't need to spend much on the high ones, probably the low ones, and then the free ones as well. So in conclusion, branding on a budget is about being resourceful, strategic, and creative. By focusing on the core element of branding, which is identity, messaging, and connecting with your target audience, you can build a strong brand without spending a fortune. The key is to stay consistent, leverage free and low cost tools, and build relationships that will fuel long-term success. This has been Understanding Branding, and my name is Ziba.